Beg your pardon? Meredith, who is this coarse person with the foreign accent?
You need to build a brand presence. You can't just sell product. You need to sell a vision, and you need to sell, aspirations. You need to sell promises. I think with these bigger companies, what you can do is essentially boycott them. I think Temu, Shein are literally the devil's work. It's very quick. It's very cheap. Very cheap labor. I mean, even Zara would have machinists, people sewing on a boat on the way over.
All right.
Okay, let's crack on.
All right, Tania. Welcome. I'm not a big fashion guy, so we can start with the painful part first. What do you
explain?
What do you think about
What it is?
Let's start with what I'm wearing. Yeah. Start.
Well, I feel hello everybody out there. First of all, I think this is one of my sister's spectacular creations, isn't it? The tie-dye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I mean, it's a trend. What can I say? You might have not put much consideration into your outfit this morning, but it's still saying something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. I'm a fan.
I mean, I've never paid attention to what I wear, and this is what you get when you buy all your clothes from a supermarket. But so we can start there. Like, what is fashion anyway? How are trends formed? That's actually a listener's question that was sent in to us, so we can.
What's the question?
That was from Dirty Johnny. He said, how are trends formed? Like, what is fashion anyway?
Oh my God.
And how does something become trendy in the first place?
Okay, so I actually really love this question, and it's something that, actually there's so much that goes into building trends that people don't realize. The whole timeline of actually creating a garment has happened years ahead. And, there's these brands and hubs creating this next collection for you. And they are working 8 months in advance. They've got this nailed, But actually what's really interesting is what are the influencing factors of creating a trend. And you'll actually find that there's a long term, so that's 2 years, a trend has been formed. And then there's more kind of micro, shorter trends that are able to better react to what's kind of going on in life, or movements, like social movements, for instance. But these long-term strategists, they're basically business strategy people, and they're looking years in ahead, and they're often kind of looking at cultural observation, historical patterns, shifts in social trends. And that literally can be anything. It can be like a royal wedding coming up. It could be a football, Euros, or, the US tariffs are now influencing.
So like a tariff t-shirt.
Yeah.
Is that coming now?
Well, I mean, political, yes. T-shirts, fashion has become political. Designers are now putting statements on their garments, without having to say it out loud. They're actually letting people know where your stance is politically. It can literally be worn on your t-shirt. Stella McCartney does it a lot with Anti-Fur, for instance.
Paul McCartney's wife.
Daughter,
I see. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately his wife died. Let's not go there, but yeah.
I think this goes together. People like me who don't know much about fashion also don't know much about celebrities. So a lot of this, it's not determined by celebrities, but they're the ones pushing it, right? You need ambassadors. Do things come up organically, or is it mostly you need to hire people?
Yeah, that's mostly the influencer side of things. I mean, these trends mostly come out of pop culture, economic conditions, cultural, social events. So yeah, even a movie can influence a trend. Nostalgia, actually, what's really interesting is there's tends to be like a 20-year cycle. So like a trend that we would have worn again, and the 90s is a great example, like the Y2K movement. All the kids are wearing that now, like the 90s trends. And, you know, people like me who saw that the first time wouldn't now really touch that with barge pole and thinks it looks pretty hideous. Like it's not flattering. And I guess, I don't know, they're not trying to look flattering, these kids. But yeah, it's interesting that like that second generation kind of seeing that trend happen again. There's like an uncomfortable nostalgia to it. It's not always one that you want to kind of embrace, just because I guess it was your younger self. It's always your younger self like that wore it the first time. So that's quite interesting as well.
Yeah, that 20-year thing this is actually in Dirty Johnny's follow-up question.
Right.
He said, when he said how new trends are made, he also said, are they just checking what was the fashion 20 years ago and then just modifying that?
Recycling, yeah. It's like a recycling. Well, yeah, I guess there is a little bit of that. Everyone is influenced, right? Whether we like it or not. You don't just wake up in the morning and even the weather will determine what kind of clothes you wear every morning. But I guess for me, like what I love and what kind of drives my passion is just like having fun with it and just being able to, you know, kind of express yourself. I really love, so my office in London is in King's Cross, and there's a very famous fashion college there, St Martin's. It's like the top-notch fashion university of London. It's where most designers go and study. I go and go and grab my lunch like in Waitrose, which is just like opposite the doors. And the students that you see like walking around, it is mad. Like I wouldn't necessarily want to take any leaf from their books. I wouldn't necessarily think that they look amazing, but that's kind of not the point. The point is like their stage of like true experimentation. And there's something really beautiful in that. It is so considered. Like that outfit is so considered. Some of them might look absolutely ridiculous, but they have spent some time like thinking about that and like using that kind of imagination. I just love it.
That is just ruins the whole, if it's all spontaneous and express yourself and all that. By the way, I was seriously considering doing this entire interview in my camp voice. I decided against it. But if it's all
Was that a snippet of the camp voice?
no, express yourself.
Express yourself.
And so if it's all about that, then if you consider like the placement of every button, then you're actually just well, I guess you're still creating some kind of artwork, but I feel like that's if so much work goes into it, it ruins the spontaneity of it all.
Well, I think, you know, what I'm saying about fashion and like how long it takes to even create like one collection, I don't think it is spontaneous at all. These kids, these college students do think about it. They do spend their time, you know, creating up. It's like almost like your body is a canvas and you're playing with like different elements, like the clothes, accessories, like the footwear, the handbags. And I love that.
Having mentioned my camp voice there, what about the people in fashion? Because the reason why you're here, I mean, you would have been here anyway at some point, but the reason why I got interested as someone who doesn't follow fashion is I randomly, I should remember the name of the podcast. It's unfair to call something out, but I randomly stumbled on this interview with the creative director for Gant. Do you know this brand?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I do.
And so interesting. He went into the history of it as a Swedish company and an American company and a Swedish company again and American again. And this how they decide what kind of clothes to sell.
Yeah.
And stuff like it was fascinating, and he was a fun guy. So I thought, is it all camp vibes, or are there also just like boring, fat white guy accountant who's like smoking a cigar trying to figure out how do we actually make money?
Yeah. So I think brands start off with that kind of flamboyant creative person, definitely. But then, yeah, business does take over. Like the company that I work for, that was set up 25 years ago plus, and it was from a couple who wanted to get into the athleisure business in women's wear. And she noticed that actually there was just nothing on in the market that really kind of inspired her from like a feminine point of view, you know, a colourful point of view, comfortable even. So she created this brand. And I remember being in the office once, and actually her husband was in the office, and I had just been to Portugal because my partner's from Portugal, and he just kind of swanned in and was just like, you know, all arms and energy and blah blah, and you know, he caught wind that I'd just been in Portugal, and he's like, oh, the surf is amazing, like, you know, obviously building an athleisure brand, like they were mad into like sports and stuff. They had a lot of vision and a lot of creative. You go down the line 3 years and they sold that company for 300 million pounds, like 400 and something dollars. It was a lot of money, and actually it went to an American company. So now it's kind of almost privately owned within an umbrella, and they sell alongside other brands. And yeah, you know, we have to, every month we have to let this board know how we're doing. You know, are we profitable? And they are just, yeah, they are more of that kind of business pen pushers. You know, they're not behind the creative, but I guess that's kind of what we're all hired for within the brand, just to keep that identity going within that brand. But yeah.
So does that affect then when the money guys come in and the whole thing explodes? Does that affect then the what we talked about, the creation of new trends or that? Because now you're talking maybe you want to do something, the creative people see something that the kids might like in the next 2 years, but then the money guys say, well, you know, our models are showing that actually silicone prices are gonna go down in the next 2 years, so we'd like you to focus on silicone for a couple of years. Does that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know whether that would come so high up, and it would be so detailed, as in the fabric that you can use. But actually, this kind of goes on quite nicely to the next subject of like AI and how that's like affecting business. AI is definitely generating information and data from all aspects of the business. You know, when we go into sale, AI has actually generated what price, like the best sale price that we can go in at. And actually, it can influence what fabrics that we use, because AI can basically tell us how that fabric is going to perform, if it's going to be wearable, if it's durable, if it can actually stretch, like the detail that it can actually produce is actually something quite incredible. I forgot your question actually.
No, that's interesting regardless of my question. There was something about whether the considerations for big business
I think,
be reflected in trends, and I suppose the obvious answer is yes, and now AI will tell you
well,
how to do it.
yeah, we've all got a budget. We don't have an endless pot of money. So yeah, within the fashion industry, you have the merchandising or planning team, and they know how much money we can spend, and they will basically allow the buying team or the designers to produce a collection to that breadth as far as the pot will allow us. And obviously, within our brand, I mean, I can only speak personally about us, we have product segmentation. So at the top of that pyramid, you've got brand builders, and that might be like a £200 coat, but that's really, it's more of that kind of fashion focused customer. She's really making a statement. And at the top of that pyramid, obviously, you don't have many brand builders. It's quite a like very selected amount of SKUs, so styles that we can buy in that brand builder. But then underneath that, it kind of widens out a little bit, and you have these like elevated essentials. So it might be your top would sit under an elevated essential, because ultimately it's an essential, it's a polo. There's nothing special about that, but actually it's elevated because of the tie-dye. You're kind of giving
Elevated is how I feel about
yeah,
it as well.
exactly. It has like a USB. It's got, you know, something a little bit more special about it. And so that we'll always produce more of those elevated essentials over the brand builders. And then right at the very bottom, we've got that kind of foundation piece, and that's that real kind of entry price point. She can buy this all day long. It's easy wearable. The technical side of things isn't amazing, but you know, the price point is a little bit more gentle, I would say. And so yeah, that's how a collection is kind of built upon. And then yeah, basically 8 months ahead of time, it's like sealed, and that whole collection is like a done deal. The factories get all the orders, and then it's kind of produced that way. And then we'll always hold back like 20%, 30% of the budget for like in-season trading. And so if we actually find that, oh my gosh, she looks so dashing in that tie-dye shirt, let's roll out some tie-dyes, we can act quickly.
Yeah.
And we can take from that like 30% pot and say, right, I want 1,000 units of that tie-dye shirt. Please make it for me.
Well, that whole sounds like a really big and risky operation, because now you've put all this effort in, and you make things, I'm assuming, of high quality stuff and all that. What if really similar stuff starts trending on Amazon from China? Then you've done all of this, and that's your collection is still sealed. It's not even out yet. What are you gonna do if like the...
Well, that's when, you know, the marketing team then get involved, because you need to build a brand presence. You can't just sell product. You need to sell a vision, and you need to sell, you know, aspirations. You need to sell promises. You need to sell
perspiration in your...
yeah, exactly. You need to sell, you know, a dream, basically. And so what I've found with our customers, she's incredibly loyal. And so she will go to us over, you know, our competitor, because she loves the quality. She's followed us for years. Like, she loves our British wit. And yeah, you know, we are there to support her, and she knows that. And yeah, she will buy us over the other brands for sure.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Amazon and China, consumption habits of people, sustainability. I mean, this is stuff that I shit on regularly on this podcast. So, but hearing it from you maybe gives it some validity. I understand that when big fashion houses create something, you're trying to make it out of better materials, and it's also, because it's more expensive, it should be more sustainable. But then also the whole idea of a trend, to me, is slightly offensive as some kind of weird semi-hippie. The word means basically that people have to replace their clothes before they're broken or stinky or dirty or stained.
Yeah, I mean, the word in that sense, trend, is absolute poison. It is pure poison. Yeah, and you've got such a valid point there. I think with these bigger companies, what you can do is essentially boycott them. I think Temu, Shein are literally the devil's work. It's very quick, it's very cheap labor. I mean, even Zara, like Zara would have machinists, like people sewing on a boat on the way over. They could.
I know that's terrible, but that's also amazing. That's a great idea.
Insane, isn't it? Like, they don't have time to roll it out and ship it, so they're literally shipping it and rolling it out at the same time.
I hate this, but I'm also so impressed. And when we get our ships guy back for another episode, like, I'd like to ask him if he's seen any other, like, sweatshops on ships. This is a no-brainer now.
Well, it is pretty disgusting and pretty awful, and yeah, it's kind of evil genius, isn't it? Like, you know, what you can do with Amazon, though, I mean, I boycotted Amazon as well. And then I had a child, which is like absolutely neon impossible to boycott when you need something, you know, the next day, because your child is like, oh God, like literally it will just make your life a hell of a lot easier. But what you can do is actually buy through brands, like their own brands. So you're not buying that copy. Amazon also has Marketplace, so that is direct from the brand as well, and that is kind of slightly supporting. So yeah, Amazon, I wouldn't say is as evil. I mean, Yes, the evilness of the size. And I mean, I visited an Amazon warehouse once actually, because it was my client way back when. And it is so huge. They do, yeah. There is an element of like selling yourself to the devil when you do go and work there, but it is such a big company. You know where you stand with them. There's like contracts in place, for instance. You just might not have a life.
We're slowly eliminating a lot of potential future sponsors. Trust me, Timu was gone already.
Amazon. We love Amazon. Like the nappies. Oh my God. Like they just, oh, it's amazing. Crap you find in like every category. I mean, it's endless.
Timu and the other Chinese ones, they were gone already.
Okay.
That's fine. We still have lots. We said nice things about McDonald's, so we're still hoping.
Yeah, I mean, I can rewind that. Like, let's just cut it out. Amazon is incredible. It's everything that I stand for.
Yeah.
No, I think when you get older as well, like I had a really interesting conversation with the designers in the company that I work for. It was a social. We were having a few drinks and they were talking about their daughters, getting into fashion. And they were saying they do buy, their daughters do buy from Shein and do buy from Temu and the rest of it. And, obviously when you're older, you've got more money, you've got more
Disposable income.
yeah, well, you got more disposable income, yeah, but also you want quality in your life, and you will push the boat out for something a little bit more special. And yeah, you're a bit more resistant to these like fast trends. Whereas when you're younger, these mums, they totally got it when I was talking to them. They were just like, well, yeah, she sees a trend this winter, she wants to wear that. And so, she doesn't have a lot of money. These companies offer her that opportunity. So
Yeah. When it comes to the sustainability of trendy clothes and stuff, I think in this country, actually, people are very good at both buying from charity shops and giving to them. And then obviously you have the big player now with vintage, where people buy used branded clothes. But there still must be an insane amount of waste in this industry, considering nowadays the materials are not like just cotton and other organic stuff. It's a bunch of mixed plastics and all this stuff, like mixed synthetic materials. Where does all that go? Is it just going in the ocean, or?
it is literally landfill, and it is, yeah, absolutely heartbreaking. Vintage. I've always been a lover of charity shopping, and I don't know whether people can learn that. I think, if you love a charity shop, it's always inbuilt in you. I don't know, but I love charity shops. And obviously, being 40 next year, I didn't have apps. I didn't have a smartphone growing up. So that's where you would get your secondhand. And actually, a lot of these charity shops like featured vintage, and it was just incredible. Now, vintage, I wish I had come up. Do you know what it's worth?
I'm gonna say something in the billions.
Yeah, literally 5 billion is what it's worth now. Oh my God, if I had started an app like that, I mean, yeah, I'd be a billionaire. It's so insane.
Yeah. I do have to say that there are major flaws as just a user of Vinted. I think you could start undercutting it. Free idea for the charity shops in this country, that for actual charities, 5 billion is crazy. For an app that's very simple, I think the postage is very inconvenient and expensive often, depending on the item, but whatever. I'm not in love with their delivery methods.
Yeah.
And I think if charity shops set up their own apps, somehow undercutting, because they can undercut price by a lot.
Hey, you're on something there.
Yeah.
Maybe we can actually set up an app on behalf of these charity shops. I mean, that's what you want, isn't it? You want everything in one place, so you're not paying for copious amount of postage. But actually, that was my problem. And also, yeah, the delivery service was also a problem for me. But actually, I'm on this app every day now. I've got past that problem of like having to go to a post box somewhere. But yeah, I don't know when it's gonna stop or when it's gonna calm down. I mean, the use of even water just to, make a garment of clothing is absolutely insane. And then just to have that kind of flung out and not used anymore and it's in perfect condition is actually pretty heartbreaking. And it does make you wonder, like, where humans are going if we can't look after this for future generations. We're fucked.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but absolutely.
That's awful. Yeah, we don't do any kind of swearing or blasphemy on this
sorry.
podcast.
I'm a swearer.
How much do you believe that?
Yeah, I know, isn't it? Am I the first?
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
I won't be the last. Well, I wanted to say it for impact. I think we're not opening our eyes enough. And actually, so going back to AI, actually, this is really interesting. This is mind-boggling to me that actually no one is educated on the energy we're using for AI. And actually, how is AI affecting climate change? It is affecting climate change a hell of a lot. Even having AI on your phone is wasting a hell of a lot of water, because actually creating AI means having to cool down these servers.
The data center.
Yeah. And actually that is water that we're like completely wasting just by searching something in your phone. No one is told this. Your phone company won't have told you, oh, actually, this is the risk. Are you prepared to actually waste a shit ton of water just for, something that actually you've never had before? So is it going to actually change anything?
Yeah. We touched on a little bit with Matt, our AI guy, in one episode. A little bit, yes. But it's interesting that not in terms of fashion at all. Like, I didn't even think about how this is also going on in that industry. But I mean, now Google doesn't even give you a choice. You search anything.
Is it the Gemini?
Or whatever they're using for the AI overview top of the site.
Yeah.
You don't even have a choice, and that's a little unfair as someone like you who now knows how much water and energy, and it's gonna be all nuclear energy as well, and how much is needed for these things. Now at least we can choose that, okay, I won't use ChatGPT or Grok whatever for a silly inquiry that I can just find out for myself.
Yeah.
But if you then Google it, Google's using AI now without you asking.
Yeah.
So
it's coming from just a different source. So like giving you the information kind of less directly, I suppose, than your phone. But it's interesting. And I think it's something that we need to be aware of. So yes, I'm making you all aware of it.
So with clothes, I suppose it's a balance, because I understand that people much more than myself want to look good for the season and good, like you. Look, you've chosen it's the autumn here. I think this says something about us as people, that I refuse to let the summer go. So I'm in flip-flops and tie-dye polo, and you have a full-on like autumn colored get up here, and that's
of course, darling.
Yes, and I understand that that's important for people, even though it isn't for me. But then there must be some kind of balance, that you can't all the time buy new trendy clothes, because then, I mean, the charity shop is an option, Vinted is an option. Like, I know it's bad for business for people like you, like major fashion retailers, if we say that you should limit
your consumption. For sure. But I think if you buy consciously, if you buy from brands that are building a collection sustainably, and good quality, and you're spending that little bit more, then I mean, Vivienne Westwood was an advocate for length of a garment, the wear that you get out of it. And so, a brand who really know what they're doing build collections based on beauty and their own interpretation of what that wants to look like, not necessarily a trend, as you say. And I think the older you get, as I mentioned, like, you're less likely to fall into that trend trap. And I mean, this is, God forbid, the second autumn winter that I've worn this jumper. Can you imagine?
Oh my.
Yeah, isn't it? But, at the same time, it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, I like it, and that's all that matters. So I think that's the kind of attitude that everyone should have, getting dressed in the morning. Just have fun with it.
Yeah. There's no need to be a slob like me, but there's a little bit of sort of ethical conscience.
I still think you're very well put together today. I do like the look. Like, I like the trousers. I even like the flip flops. Like, you look a little bit nautical. Whether you like that or not, you definitely do.
That's how God made me.
Yeah.
So I didn't put any input. Anyway, I do have the next listener question here.
Yeah, go on.
This is from Will from Texas.
Ooh.
Texas, they have a different kind of fashion, don't they?
Yeah.
It is cool, you know. I think Yellowstone, that series, really made it big for a while.
I've not actually seen it, sorry.
I had a couple of genuine cowboy shirts. They were cool, yeah.
Well, to be fair, yeah, I mean, I've gone through the cowboy boot phase, and actually, yeah, so this is another big one. Like, music is a huge influencer, and actually, Texas Cowboys, Beyonce, influenced a huge trend this summer because she was touring her album, and that was
from Houston.
Cowboy Carter, yeah. And so
it was all a big war with Taylor Swift because Swift went from country to mainstream pop and employed all those guys who make all the songs in the background, like Max Martin, you know, that Swedish producer who makes everything that's popular.
Honestly,
for the last 30 years, he's made every hit song you've ever heard of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she did that way, Taylor Swift. So I was like, why do I know any of this? I don't know. I just said I don't know anything about celebrities. But this was interesting to me because then, I mean, Beyonce is from Texas, I think. So she went the other way. It's like, all right.
She started out in pop.
Fuck you, bitch. I can do the other way. I'll do some country then.
Yeah, and good for her. I am a Beyonce fan. I'm a Queen Bee fan. I'm not a Swiftie. So I wouldn't know. Like, if you literally put a gun to my head and ask me to sing a Taylor Swift song, I actually would not be able to do it. I don't know one, and I want to keep it that way, honestly.
Texas. We had a Texas question.
Yeah, Texas question. Didn't we? What was that?
All right, it's coming. Here's our question from Will from Texas. So right now, I'm paraphrasing. Right now, everyone is basically wearing this new word, athleisure. Athleisure. So Will's asking, do you think there ever will be a return to people wearing actual clothes, not sports clothes?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, it's funny, isn't it? Because I used to work for a vintage brand, actually. And so I'd literally go to work with curls in my hair and like vintage dresses and like little heels and everything. And so, and then I worked for Kate Spade, and that's like very eclectic and colourful and, you know, very feminine again. So, you know, a lot of heels, a lot of dresses, like, yeah, I had so much fun with that. And then I started working for this athleisure brand, and I remember the first day, the girl who was like at work, she was gonna welcome me into the office, she texted me going, oh, by the way, we wear leggings every day, so, you know, don't worry about it. And I just thought, are you fucking kidding me? I am not wearing leggings to work. Are you joking? Like, that is just not me and never going to happen. And I just thought, oh no, yeah, that's just not okay, is it? It's a level, like going to the office to do business in a pair of leggings. It's just not the done thing. But actually now, 5 years later, that is literally me. I mean, to be fair, I don't always wear leggings in the office, but like, I mean, these are Sony Betty. There you go. I think every day I am literally in the brand that I work for. But again, I am influenced, and also I get free clothes, so
that's good. I mean, with the sports thing, at least the fact that everyone's in athleisure wear means that people are on average more comfortable. I mean, it's better than going back to like corsets as a fashion statement.
Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely. You know, even heels. I haven't worn heels since before COVID or having my daughter. And so my feet actually would not be able to fit in a pair of heels even if I tried. Like, I'm always in Birkenstocks. So yeah, I'm all about comfort now. I think you get older and you just want practicality and comfort over style and like fashion.
Birkenstocks, they call them, what do they call them where I'm from? I think it's lesbian shufflers or something like that.
Sure, yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
With the athleisure, the other thing that I think is a positive, maybe, people are more comfortable, but especially women. Like, I am, again, not as good with the history of fashion as you, but I can guess that over the centuries, fashion trends haven't exactly been focused on how comfortable women are at work or on the bus or just around the house. Whereas now, sort of actual fashion that people might find cool and trendy might also be very comfortable to wear.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, I always find this really weird because actually, in the natural world, you always have the males that look, plumed out in these like beautiful feathers and, in the like most ridiculous colors. Like, you take the pheasant, for instance, like the male pheasant is absolutely gorgeous. Like, the female pheasant is just brown and just quite dull. Whereas actually in the human kind of timeline, it's always been the women that have just been like dolled up to the absolute nines. And I don't really know why that is or how that's really come about. Like, I know men probably looked a lot flouncier, in the more Victorian ages and further along, but it's always been women that have
that weird fluffy tie
instead of or even like the little trousers where it stops like mid calf, like these like I don't know bloomers, and then you got like these tights and these like court shoes, and these like long beautiful velvet jackets that you had, like gorgeous.
I never thought we would tie this into any kind of sports, but I have to tell you this. You have to check this guy out. The coach of the Miami Dolphins in the NFL has this thing where he doesn't either wear the suit thing, which is one look, or athleisure wear, which is another look for a coach to look like your team, kind of. He goes with these, are they called capris that end like mid-calf? And it would be fine if they were winning, but they're awful. And there's like something so sad about this guy with this fashion statement that ends mid-calf being on TV and trying to explain away another failure. You have to look up this guy. I think his name is Mike McDaniel.
Okay, let's definitely look him up. I think that's so brave, and I think that's really freaking fabulous. I think, the birth of streetwear has been incredible for athleisure because that allows you to, like, I'll wear some leggings sometimes, but I'll have like a kick-ass blazer, like, a kind of suit jacket on top and like a statement t-shirt, like, have a nice day. I spilt tea down me, which is really glamorous, isn't it? Like, please recycle. Do you know what I mean? So, and this is a Swedish company, Ganni, actually. So companies can kind of project messages, like really positive messages through athleisure. And I think, it can definitely be worn as, a mixture, as a kind of baseline for like other different kind of looks that you want to wear as well.
Yeah. Well, the answer is to Will is no. We will never go back to actual clothes.
Yeah.
We're staying with.
Is that the answer?
Yeah, I think so.
It's happened now. It's too late.
All right. Next one. Oh, by the way, for everyone sending in the questions, talkingasspodcast@gmail.com or on the website, talkingasspodcast.com. And you don't have to know who the next guest is, because I might just pick the guest based on the questions, because I'm a knowledge slut in that sense. Just a whore for knowledge. So send in anything.
Yeah.
This one is from Pallavi, and we would like Pallavi to send in a full etymology of that name, where it comes from, because that's a very pretty name. Yeah. Why do women's clothes not have pockets?
They do. We've just created a legging with 5 pockets. Can you imagine? It's literally the bells and whistles of a running legging. It's called the Runner's High. I'm totally advertising now. Sweaty Betty Runner's High. And we actually create 5 pockets. I think if a woman's designed something, you'll know about it because it's got pockets. It's like architecture, right? If we've got this auditorium in the office and you can just tell that a bunch of men, architects, design this space, because you look around, we all get in this auditorium for a talk or a town hall or something, and most women's legs are just like hanging off the bottom. No one can actually put their feet on the ground.
I never thought about it.
Well, of course you wouldn't. Nice.
And I'm like a couple of centimeters below average height for a man, I think, and still I've never encountered.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, we actually, now it's become like a real kind of sweaty belly podcast, but actually we pride ourselves on.
It was sweaty to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweaty has been at it, yeah.
You know, we are women designers designing for women. And so, yeah, we take everything into account.
Yeah.
Even our running backpacks. You know, most of the backpacks that you'll wear will compromise something around the boob area, but we've made sure that that clip-on at the top in the front is like above.
Surely that varies on where your boobs are height-wise.
No, I think your boobs will always just drop. Like, they're not ever going to get higher, so you're pretty much safe around the chest area.
Yeah. With
Sadly.
Gravity is un.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I'll pay more attention to the pocket thing. To be honest, for me, when it comes to how people look when things are stuffed in their pockets, men look stupid all the time. And I think women should be lucky if they don't have a pocket. The handbag looks way better than stuffing things in your jeans pocket.
This is very true. We have a legging where you can put the phone in the side of your leg. Yeah. And actually I love it because it's just so handy and it's right there and it's close and it's safe and it fits, whatever, practical. But actually the way it looks is just ridiculous. It's not great.
And I would crush that thing in, like, forgetting it's there into the side, like the gear shift or you know, just the side of a sofa or a chair. I would just bosh into it and it'll be good.
You just forget it's there.
Yeah. We have one more.
Yeah.
So we've talked about Kumar sent in some questions, but he talked about smart tech integrated into clothing, but we've kind of talked about that. Anything else on that? Any kind of cool tech thing that you're using right now to design?
I mean, I really do love the whole tech side of things. Not necessarily the brand I work for, but I've definitely used certain services before. Levi's is famous for it. You know, airport security, when you walk in and you have to raise your arms and spread your legs and the scanner scans you.
Yeah.
Levi's has something very similar to this. And then it spits out what jeans is best for your profile.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is really fucking cool.
A fancy private school that I worked for a while was considering installing like an AI tailor. And this is like
a tailor?
Yeah, like 6 years ago, doing something like that with AI. How much money does a school really need to have? Like, what the fuck? Kids can just try on a pair of
That is amazing. I mean, you probably didn't. Did you grow up with Clueless, the movie?
I grew up with it, but I didn't watch it. I don't think I was in the target market.
My God, it was like, I was just absolutely obsessed with it. And yeah, Cher had this like computer and her clothes were on this like rotating rail that would just like move around. Her basically she'd have a catalogue on the computer of everything in her wardrobe, and then it would like match things. So it made her outfits, created these like beautiful outfits.
Yeah.
And it's like that is every girl's dream, like watching that movie. Like we all wanted that computerized wardrobe.
Yeah. That's cool that they had that idea so early. You know, fiction often precedes reality. You know that ankle monitors, I think, were invented by the guy who wrote Superman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Superman followed like some criminals in like the 50s who had like an ankle monitor so he could find them.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I think GPS technology existed like in the military, but not for the general public.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another one actually that footwear companies use. For running shoes, it measures like where you're pressing most on your feet and like what trainer is actually the best for your foot, and do a series of like exercises, like you're walking, you're on a treadmill, you're running, like you're bending, whatever. And yeah, basically this like inbuilt technology will look at where like your arch sits and, you know, all that, the shape of your foot, if it's wide, narrow, whatever, and then it will basically pick out like the perfect trainer for your running, which is pretty
that's cool technology as well.
Yeah.
You know, there's some like basic things that I have always paid attention to. I was told by my father, and this one of the great bits of advice he ever gave me was that the accessories. So as long as shoes, belt, and like watch strap match, and maybe hat, then you can wear almost anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because
That's like
those
setting
things.
your foundation.
Yeah. And then you never wear like black on blue. Like you can't have black socks if your suit is blue or things like that.
Yeah.
So no clashing. Like the little things.
I grew up with red and green must never be seen.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not true.
That's kind of Christmassy, isn't it? You'd look like an elf, let's be honest with me.
Yeah. But you have red and green on this, but mixed with other colors, I guess.
I said blue and green must never be seen. I mean, I think... I can't remember.
Blue and green don't go well together, I don't think.
I think that's a lie, because you see a blue sky and green trees and it's gorgeous.
That's true. I guess that's...
Nature is never wrong.
Dark blue and dark green.
Maybe,
You can't have a dark blue suit with a dark green tie.
Maybe when... I think you can be quite clever with these clashes. I mean, it can be done. It absolutely can be done. But then, yeah, going to like the other flip side of using kind of technology is... There was this famous dress that Alexandra McQueen did, and this woman walked in and she had this like gorgeous big prom dress on, like kind of tight belted at the bust, and then it just went out plain white. Yeah. And then this like arm, this like spray paint, like mechanical robot arm just started spraying paint on her, and she was actually stood on a pedestal, and she was like rotating and circulating in a circle, and this arm was just like spraying paint all over her.
Send that to me. I might incorporate that into the episode somehow.
It's cool, isn't it? It's really cool.
I think that brings to perhaps we'll wind down soon, because it sounds like our kids are losing their goddamn minds in the background.
Yeah.
But famous designers in these catwalk shows.
Yeah.
These are all like absolutely mad pieces. What is the purpose of them? Like the spray painting, or when they come out, you know, I remember fashion TV as a kid because it was a way to it was a way to see breasts if you didn't have any cable channels, because sometimes the dresses would drop.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, that's just a teenage me. But I think they were always crazy pieces. Is the point just to make a big wow statement that then maybe informs trends in a like retailers will kind of make a version of it that's nearly as big?
Yeah, for sure. These are these designers are creating a show, and so they really up the ante on absolutely everything. Like the product, I've just watched Victoria Beckham on Netflix, the 3-part docuseries, and she did these dresses for the catwalk, which were like draped in resin, and she had it kind of almost fly away. So she had like bits of dress, this like quite thin like silk, but sculpted in this resin that actually gave it, you know, structure. And it's almost like these models were like wearing wings, or like, you know, where like a bag is like sticks on you in the wind. It's kind of almost like that. Like these dresses were just like flung on these women, and it just looked incredible. But then you know, when it pieces down and dilutes and, you know, is shown in store, it's a dress. It's a floral dress in silk. That's all it is, because you can't wear that resin.
So they're like art
performance. Exactly.
They're like art installations that kind of inform what might be coming out of that.
And why the fuck not? Hey, like, you know, you've got people showing up, you've got the catwalk, everything is like highlighted and, you know, up spec'd. You've got the music, which is like hugely influential. You know, the whole punk scene, like you would not have that fashion without the music. Yeah, I think we could probably talk about this like all day, couldn't we?
We will love to have you back, by the way.
Yeah.
For another fashion related thingy. To finish with, I need top 3 all-time designers for you.
Oh God!
And then something fun, a nice statement to wrap it up with, something people should keep in mind about fashion.
Oh, bloody hell! You could have given me some warning. Jesus, Danny!
I tricked everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has a tough question at the end or the beginning. You've had only easy ones so far.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So okay, I'll do like a current, I'll do like a heritage, and then I'll do like a wacky, I guess. So current is this accessories bag brand called Monty, Monty, and they're actually made in India from like it's woven plastic. And they're so much fun. They're probably more like for summer, spring, summer. But actually, if you get like, they're mostly in stripes. So if you get like an autumn winter color like stripe combination, you could totally get away with it. I absolutely love that brand. They're around £45, and you're supporting small businesses and communities in India. So I think that is really cool. I think heritage brand, oh God, I mean, Vivienne Westwood, I think she is, the OG of rebellious dressing and form. Like oh God,
And even tableware and stuff.
Yeah, oh God, yeah, like the tartan, she is unapologetically British in that sense that she never hid away. And I think, even seeing her husband's collection, now he designs on behalf of the brand and the name Vivienne Westwood. You like his latest collection. Oh my God, it is just beautiful. And actually, you could actually really take what is on that catwalk and wear it, on the street. It's so versatile, and yeah, and it's good fun, and it's a little bit cheeky. And I think that really kind of resonates with like the British, because actually you have the way people dress in different countries are very different. Like the Scandinavians, oh my God, they are very classic. They're very dark.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Attractive.
Where they wear a lot of navy, a lot of blacks. They like clean lines.
Scandinavians always look like they're going sailing.
Yeah, I mean, they are very stylish people. And it's funny, like I just could never really get away with that look. I just couldn't. Women in Milan dress as different. God, I went and worked in Milan for a few days, and I just felt so stupid all weekend. Because I was wearing London eclectic, my London eclectic self, and I just couldn't. I just felt so stupid being there.
Fuck the hater. You can't look at other women.
I don't know, I know. I think that was my first experience of feeling very much like I'm in a London eccentric camp, and actually I feel a bit stupid outside this like safe location.
I went once to an Orthodox Jewish wedding.
Oh wow.
And I thought I cannot spend an evening around, like, I'm not even sure there was alcohol. There's no reason why there wouldn't have been, but I don't think there was.
Yeah.
And I thought I can't go to a place where men and women are separated, and there's only the only colors you see are black, white, and maybe brown in terms of shoes.
Wow.
So I wore like my campus light green shirt. Yeah. So I was the only person with any kind of color. Yeah.
That is amazing.
I mean, let's not be totally unfair. I think little kids were wearing colors.
Yeah.
But none of the adults were wearing any color, and it was like a brutal scene.
God,
I'm proud that I've heard of at least Vivienne Westwood.
Yeah.
And that's I haven't heard of Monty, but now I have. By the way, that inspired like a final question here. What is the centers of the fashion world now? Because you said Britain has obviously Westwood and these like legacy brands.
Yeah.
But where is the hot new stuff coming from? Is it Italy still or America?
Well, I'd probably say Paris is still the absolute epicenter of high-end fashion, and ateliers and couture, and it's where everyone wants to show. And I honestly, the French are incredibly chic. It is actually a beautiful city. Like, I didn't really like the look of Milan. I think Milan's quite ugly. I'm really sorry, my Italians. But yeah.
The mafia, they don't pick up.
I know, I did not. Yeah, I didn't like that city at all. But Paris is beautiful, like undeniably romantic, and it's so easy to get to for everybody. So yeah, it has to be Paris.
All right. I'll steal an easy one here for the end, so you can't have the easy one. I'll say for the end, charity shops. They're fun, more sustainable. But watch the clothes. They're called flea markets for a reason.
Yeah.
Put the stuff in a high
ouch.
temperature wash before you wear.
Yeah, it's more common, isn't it? These fleas, yeah.
So what do you want to say about consumption
Okay,
and how to relate to fashion in the future?
Let's leave let's leave a stern, lasting memory for everybody. Just be a little bit conscious. Get on Vinted, like sell some stuff equally as buying. Just be responsible for yourself and your actions, and have fun and play. And if something brings you joy, then goddamn wear it.
Perfect. Awesome. Top 5. You were so nervous. That was great.
I enjoyed it. I'll definitely come back again. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for your time.
No worries.
Get a load of that puss.
Say, did you ever see a face like that anywhere except in a zoo?
Sure.
Where?
In a monkey house.